it, but it was spectacular. I think the Styrofoam blocks kind of add to it a little bit as far as spectacular. So it gives us a good shot. It protects the drivers and protects the cars, and that's the great thing about these Styrofoam blocks. They just throw the pieces over the wall. They've got them stacked up in the pit area. They'll be bringing some out to put up against the wall to replace those that were damaged, and we'll be back to racing here shortly as you see them sweeping the front straightaway here at Flemington Speedway. So a lot of innovations that are new here at Flemington Speedway, and as we said at the top of the program, this is one of the oldest short tracks in the country, Mark, as we have cars that have been racing here since 1915, and we have the drivers standing by with Fred Pump. Let's go to the pit area. Okay, and we are having some technical problems down in the pit area, getting that signal up here. We'll get those straightened out. Again, the driver involved, John Calcutt out of Rockford, Illinois, in the Rock River Ford, tagged that Styrofoam barrier coming off the fourth turn. And Mark Bishardi, it looked like it broke in about 2 or 3 spots, and the drivers behind him were ducking and weaving and trying to get through the Styrofoam, and a couple cars hit that Styrofoam and just punted it down the front straightaway.
Well, that's got to be different for a lot of these drivers. I don't think any of them have ever seen the Styrofoam walls, the protection walls they put up here, and to be coming down the front straightaway and seeing an explosion like that and white foam going everywhere. But then you think about the drivers. They talked about it before the race. There was a couple cars that went into the foam in practice, and they're out there racing tonight. The worst fear of one of these cars in the open wheel division is guardrails, and that's what we have here tonight, because these open wheels just bite into that guardrail and just destroys the race car.
We saw Ricky Rutt hit the wall head on, and his car was saved because of that, and so he was not injured in that either. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of Hooters Formula Cup action from Flemington Speedway. We'll be right back. Roby Helm and Mark Bishardi back with you at Flemington Speedway in Flemington, New Jersey with the Engine Magic 60 for the Hooters Formula Cup cars. And we just returned to Green Flag Racing with car number 5, Sam Schmidt, on the point in the second spot. It'll be the number 27 car, the pole sitter, Kyle Konzer, and Mark Bishardi. The number 1 car, Anthony Lazzaro, the fast qualifier, has moved up into the third spot, and he's beginning to put the pressure on Kyle Konzer for that second spot.
Well, you know he's fast when he set the fast qualifying speed tonight. He's working on Kyle pretty good, so hopefully he can get around. We thought Alan May was going to come through the field pretty quick, which he did, but that car seems to be loose. He's running in the 4th position and can't seem to reel in Anthony Lazzaro.
And don't adjust your set, ladies and gentlemen. That is not snow you're seeing on the front straightaway. That is the remains of the Styrofoam barriers that were broken during the last caution period, and you can see them when they come down the front straightaway. Mark Bishardi, it looks like we've got a blizzard out here.
A real blizzard. You see it going down the front straightaway from our vantage point. It looks like the wind's blowing snow drifts up into turn 1.
They may have to get the shovels out there before it's all over. Anthony Lazzaro in car number 1, still battling with Kyle Konzer for that second spot. Your race leader is Sam Schmidt in car number 5. That's the Arnett Sunglasses Simpson racing car out of Long Beach, California, Van Diemen chassis. And holding down that second spot, Kyle Konzer out of Waterford, Michigan in car number 27, the K&K Maintenance Van Diemen. And Anthony Lazzaro in the Jackaroo Barbie Sauce Van Diemen, car number 1, the defending champion, right there in the third spot. Looks like he's going to try to make a move on the inside, Mark.
Well, that's the first time that Kyle Konzer has drifted up the racetrack. He pushed a little bit, and Anthony Lazzaro was there to take advantage of it. Kyle's been running a low line so far this race and was able to block off Anthony Lazzaro. Now we have caution on the Speedway.
Caution on the Speedway right as that pass was made for the second spot. A car stalled in turn number 4, and a lot of steam coming out of that automobile. That's the number 3 car of John Renda out of Des Moines, Iowa. And he's climbing out of the car, appears to be okay. So I'm not sure if he hit anything, Mark. It looks like a little bit of damage on the right front corner of the car, and the wing bent over a little bit.
It looks like he might have hit flat, just like everybody seems to be doing so far. They said they were going to be running on the ragged edge. They were going to run flat out. They were going to be skating through the turns, so anything could happen.
and it looks like they broke the radiator on one of the sides of the automobiles. These cars are very similar. They're miniature Indianapolis-type cars, and they run the radiators along the side of the cars in the side pods, and it looked like he might have smacked the wall or something up there and might have punctured one of those radiators.
Well, tonight's show is a unique type show. We've got cars that resemble Indy cars, and we've got late models that resemble the Winston Cup type cars. So you got two different divisions going two different directions here tonight. A lot of these guys in the Formula 2 cars have aspirations of driving the Indy circuit or the Formula Atlantics or the Indy Lights. Your late model drivers, a lot of them have aspirations of going on to Winston Cup. So you've got a lot of guys that have a chance to move up from this series.
One driver that has aspirations of moving into the late model circuit out of this division is the defending champion, Anthony Lazzaro. He drove in the Hooters Cup late model race 2 weeks ago at Anderson, South Carolina, and looked pretty good. And he said that he's looking forward to making about 3 or 4 more starts before the season ends in November.
Well, he's wanting to change over. He said he had a blast in the late model car. First time he'd ever raced that kind of car. It's a little heavier than what he's used to. It doesn't react like these cars do. These cars react real quick. But he enjoyed it so much that next year he wants to race late models.
And we're going to go to a break, so we'll be right back with more of the 60-lap Hooters Formula Cup event here at Flemington Speedway. We'll be right back. Flemington, New Jersey. I'm Roby Helm, Mark Bishardi alongside, and we are working lap number 27 of a scheduled 60 laps for the Hooters Formula Cup cars. We are under caution. The number 3 car having a problem up in turn 4, John Renda out of Des Moines, Iowa. They've towed the car off to the pits, put some speedy dry down on the water that he left behind, and the field forming up for the restart. Your race leader in car number 5 is Sam Schmidt out of Long Beach, California, the Arnett Sunglasses Simpson Racing Van Diemen. In the second spot, it's car number 27, the pole sitter, Kyle Konzer out of Waterford, Michigan, the K&K maintenance car. Anthony Lazzaro, car number 1, the defending Hooters Formula Cup champion in the Jackaroo Barbie Sauce Van Diemen, running in the third spot. And Mark Bishardi moving up into the 4th position, and we are expecting a good battle between Lazzaro and this driver, Alan May, car number 99 out of Dallas, Texas. Alan has won the last 2 events on the Hooters Formula Cup trail.
Well, between Alan May and Anthony Lazzaro, they've won the majority of the races. Most races seem to come down to those 2 drivers. Alan May seems to be quick right now, but he seems to be a little loose. He said that before the night's over, their tire wear is going to make a major factor in this race. So he may have set the car up a little loose, figuring it was going to tighten up before the night's over, the racetrack cool down, and come to him, because he is pretty loose right now, but he's fast.
Boy, he certainly is, and he's going to be one to watch. And when we go back to green, and I think they're going to get the 1 to go signal next time by. So Sam Schmidt, he's been out in front, but the battle we've been watching is Kyle Konzer in the 27 car and the number 1 car, Anthony Lazzaro. And Lazzaro was in a hurry because I'm sure that his spotters have been telling him that Alan May is coming in the 99 car, and he had tried to get underneath Konzer right when we went to the caution flag.
In this series, I go back to the last completed laps. The scorers keep it on the track that way, so they have to go back to scoring to find out who is in what position. So the pass was incomplete. We expected Sam Schmidt to go to the front. He was your 2nd fastest qualifier, and he started in the 4th position. So it's pretty well playing out the way we figured it would, with Sam Schmidt jumping to the point, being chased by Anthony Lazzaro and Alan May.
Field has been given the 1 to go signal from starter Tony Boswell, so we'll look for him to unfurl that green flag this time by. And we are working lap number 30. We're coming up on the halfway point as the laps under caution do count in Hooters Cup and Hooters Formula Cup racing, all except the final 10 laps, which will be run under the green. But as Mark explained, under scoring, they do go back to the last completed lap to realign the field. Race leader Sam Schmidt picks up the pace in turn 4. The green flag is out. They'll get the green flag and the halfway signal at the same time as they race back into turn 1. And Anthony Lazzaro trying to work underneath Kyle Konzer as they come off the second turn. He's there. Alan May also right there in the white car, number 99.
Seems like that the 1 car had a little bit of a push, pushed up the racetrack right on the start. I don't know whether he got enough heat into his tires, but Lazaro took advantage of it. Now Alan May takes advantage of it, and we have another car trying to take advantage of Kyle Conzer.
And Kyle Conzer trying to hold off a host of automobiles behind him, but Anthony Lazaro is on the move.